Okay, so now you're done inserting all of the beads, right, into your thread, and you're ready to wrap it up, right? So what you do, you've been inserting on this side, on this, in my case, the left-hand side. So now I want to come back fully, right? Insert at the very top hole, and I want to come out the other side. So I'm being careful so that I don't insert my needle through the thread, and then it's easier for me to pull it out. And I'm struggling a bit, but there I go. Now I want to pull completely. I want to pull as much as possible because I don't want a bald spot in my necklace, right? So I have pulled as much as possible. I go over to the second hole, to this not the top, but now I'm going out to the second, but I'm not going to insert it on both sides, right? I'm not going to go in and come out through the back. I'm going to come out through the middle. So you just have to be a bit patient, right? So you see, I've inserted through the front hole, second hole from the top, and now I'm coming out through the middle, in between my two pieces of leather, and I'm pulling out, and I'm pulling hard. Now what I want to do is I want to create 2 knots in this area right here, and I'm going to have those knots as close as possible to the leather. And again, I'm thinking aesthetics. I'm thinking of it to look good, right? As you can see, it's not fully right next to the leather, but if I do another knot, I'm going to try for that one to be closer to the leather. And your second knot should kind of wrap around your first. Okay? So you're trying to wrap your second knot around your first. So you have to use your fingers and your nails to keep it there. And as you can see, right, my knot is in between my two pieces of leather. And when I go like this, it's not going to be visible. But to reinforce that it won't be visible, I'm going to interposition it, intertwine it in between the stitching that is already there. So I inserted it, right, through one of this, through the second stitch. I'm going through there, and I'm careful not to get the tassels, right, which I did. So I pull hard, and as you can see, that's helping to pull my knot even closer to the stitching in between the two pieces of leather. Now I want to exit through the third stitch. I'm exiting through there, and I could stop here, but I'm gonna exaggerate, right? And I'm gonna go insert my needle through the fourth stitch. I hope I don't regret it, right? So I'm gonna pull out my needle again. And maybe I do regret it because it's like harder to pull on it. So sometimes you need a little piece of cloth, right? If something's too slippery. That didn't seem to work. Oh, that, yeah, it did work. So again, I'm pulling hard, right? And now I'm gonna come out 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna come out through the fifth one, right? Because I'm kind of intertwining it in order. And again, I'm coming out through the middle of these two pieces of leather. And at this point, I'm ready to cut my thread. So I grab my scissors and I cut as close as possible to the leather, right? The count of nawi, yay, nawi. And as you can see, this is very clean work, right? There's the closing, the final knotting, but you can't see it, right? And so if you were to sell this, it would sell for a higher price because it's clean work, right? You don't see the knotting on this item. And that's about it. Do your best, okay?